Hi, I'm Harish Reddy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to get started with AWS for your small business. If you're a small business owner, whether you're an accounting firm, if you have any kind of small business, maybe less than 50 employees, and you want to go ahead, get ahead of the curve and digitalize, or go ahead and modernize your small business, and you're exploring options, then AWS is a great option. And today I'm going to explain how to do it, how to get started with the whole adoption thing with AWS for your small business. And the best part here is you will get $300 of free credits that you can use to explore AWS, and I'll explain how to get it and all of that stuff in the video as we move forward. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you didn't already do so, because I'm going to share a lot of content on AWS and how AWS can help you grow your business. So let's get started. So the agenda is basically I'll introduce myself, then we're going to look at the core services for small business, and I'm going to explain each of those core services. Then I'm going to explain you the AWS $300 free credit program, and I'll also share the next steps if you are willing to go ahead and get started and with AWS. So myself, I'm Harish. I started my career in tech support and grew myself to become a chief architect and also distinguished engineer at CA Technologies and Pitney Bowes companies in the US. So I lived in the US from 2013 to 19, and I moved back to India to become an entrepreneur. And I started, and unfortunately, COVID happened, and it did not take off as I expected. So yeah, it's been slow, but surely it is a good learning experience. So over the last 3 years, as with my consulting firm, I've been helping accounting firms, small businesses, small accounting firms in India and also Canada, with digital transformation initiatives, mostly around the cloud. Right, so building cloud accounting firms, and helping businesses adopt cloud. So I'm really passionate about helping businesses increase their profits with technology, because with my significant, like, over 20 years of enterprise experience, like working for large enterprises, I really feel that technology is the ultimate leverage for any business, and it can really help businesses crush their competition. So I'm very passionate about helping small businesses especially, to increase their profits with technology. So that's a little bit about me, if you haven't watched my other videos. So the biggest concern, or the common concern, that we see about AWS is, isn't AWS only for large enterprises that have lots of money? So unfortunately, like, there are so many large enterprises that use AWS, and people started thinking that AWS is for large enterprises and not for small businesses. It's actually quite the contrary. AWS cloud services are a great equalizer. What I mean by that is, it provides quick and affordable access to the latest tech advances for businesses of all sizes. Doesn't matter whether you're a small business or a two-person company, you can get started and compete with large multinational corporations, without any budget issues and stuff, because any company with AWS will only pay for what they use. So if you're a three-member company, and then you want to go ahead and build your own product, or so you provide services to your clients, it's great. You can start with AWS, and you'll be paying much less than a company that has like 4,000 employees, right? So but doesn't matter who it is, AWS, you can leverage AWS to modernize and also to compete fairly with any corporate, any company out there, or any of your competitors, whether it is small, medium, or large. So that now that we have the myth busted about the AWS, whether it is for small business or not, let's dive in. So the core services for small business to so AWS has around over 200, I guess, 200 services, that the products and services on their website. If you go to Amazon, aws.com, aws.amazon.com. the challenge here is what do you use for a small business. So here are the core services that you need to get started with this, get started for your business. First one, obviously, security is at the center. Doesn't matter whether you're an accounting firm or a financial services firm, security is at the center. You have to focus on it. So security is the big thing. Then storage. So data keeps growing, right? As your business grows, data keeps growing, and you need to have a very good data strategy, storage strategy on way how you will store the data, how you secure it, and how you leverage it, right? So if you are not having a good storage, and it will impact your business as well. The next thing is customer experience. I mean, Amazon is known for its customer obsession, right? So without customer experience, nothing is going to happen. So you have to be able to figure out how to deliver best customer experience to your customers or clients, and we'll talk about the services that will help you do so. Next, remote workforce management. A hybrid work model is now the norm. Most employees want to work from home, or you may be having an offshore team who is doing work for you, maybe in India or maybe elsewhere, Philippines. That's that does the work, some of the work for your business. So how do you manage those remote workforce, right? So that is a very big thing, and that's the services related to that are important. Backup and recovery. If you don't have a backup strategy, the common problem or common question or comment I hear is we use a lot of cloud software, so we are not worried about backup. Yes, you do so, but your data is all over the place. Like, let's say you're using TurboTax or QuickBooks for your accounting. Let's say you're using a CRM tool for client data. You're using MailChimp or something for marketing campaigns. Your data is everywhere, but as a business owner, it is your responsibility to make sure the data, all the entire data that belongs to your organization or belong to your business is at one place, and you should be able to have a strong backup and recovery procedures defined on how do you back up, how do you recover if something happens. That is your responsibility as a business owner, because your clients trust you to have it, and you don't need to worry about it, and it's your responsibility to do it. Finally, governance and risk management. So as a small business, owners, small business owners work on, like, very low margins and stuff like that, and are always struggling for capital and stuff. So one small mistake related to governance, or security threats or something like that would bring your business to heels, right? So we have to make sure the governance and risk aspect of your business is taken care, and AWS can help you achieve that as well. So these are the core services. So you don't need, but there are data analytics, there is machine learning, there is databases, there's so much stuff out there. It's just that, in order to get started, this is the basics that you need to set up and have available so that you can build on top of it, right? So that's what I mean by core services. So let's look at each one of them. Let's start with AWS Security Services. So you can achieve world-class security with AWS services, because most of the big organizations use AWS services, and all the AWS services which store customer data are they do support encryption, so you are always safe. So here are the services that we are going to talk about. AWS IAM Identity Center, like where do you create and manage users across multiple accounts, and also to provide a single sign-on capabilities to your applications. And the thing is, it doesn't cost you anything. It is free. It's That's identity center. The next one is control tower. So AWS control tower orchestrates multiple AWS services on your behalf while maintaining the security and compliance needs of your organization. The common mistake that new AWS customers make is they just got get started with building machines or creating users and stuff. The real thing to do is to do it in a procedural way, or do it in a way that help you scale the future without having to do any rework. And that's what Control Tower helps you do that because it helps you to manage, orchestrate, and automate the multiple AWS services on your behalf, right? So we'll see the demos in the future, but right now that's what it is. You have to start with Control Center, and we have something called landing zones that we will talk about later as well in coming videos, where you set up an environment that is as per your requirements for your business. Again, no, AWS Control Tower is not, they don't charge anything for it. Continuing on, there is something called AWS Directory Service, and it's optional. If you want to have, like, an active a centralized directory for all your users, and you plan to grow beyond 5,000 users for your business, a directory service is a good option. And you know and it costs around $80 to $100 a month. And as I said, if you are getting into like that level of scale, it is really required. Yeah, if you're just like Python users, don't worry about it. Now let's move on to, that's about security. Now so move on to storage services. Storing any type of data securely is one of the main options available with AWS. Right? All storage services provide encryption both at rest and also in transit. So all the AWS storage services support encryption. That is the key thing to note, because most softwares, cloud software or whatever, wherever you're sharing, storing your data, it's not encrypted. So let's look at the different services under storage. So Amazon Simple Storage Service, AWS S3, Amazon S3, sorry, is the first service that Amazon launched, right? AWS first AWS service. It's a reliable and scalable cloud storage for any data that's used frequently, offering low latency and high performance. So it costs about $25 per 1 terabyte of data, and $90 per 1 terabyte of data transfer per month. So data transfer is like you're transferring data all over the internet. That charges about $90 per 1 terabyte of that is 100,000 GB of data, which you probably won't do in a minute. So Amazon S3 Glacier archives. So most of the businesses do have to maintain like the conversations or the um, uh, documents, right? So but for a certain amount of time, maybe it's 5 years or 3 years or 7 years before they can go ahead and delete them, or delete them. So S3 Glacier Archive provides you a low cost storage option for infrequently accessed data. So that's about $4 per 1 terabyte of data. Next is Amazon FSx for Windows File Server. Amazon FSx for Windows File Server provides a fully managed shared storage built on Windows Server. So it's common for most businesses to have a shared drive, like a Windows shared drive that is accessed by the employees, right, or everyone in the office. So this Windows File Server provides a similar thing, but with a lot of data management and administrative capabilities as well. It costs about $72 per 1 terabyte of stored data with data deduplication. It is intelligent enough to remove the duplicates. That's what it means. So that is about FSx for Windows File Server. So these are the storage services. Now let's talk about the next one, which is really the customer experience. Amazon known is for its customer obsession, as I said, and you now have access to the same technology that it uses to serve millions of customers. The first thing is Amazon Connect. This Amazon Connect is an omni-channel cloud contact center that helps businesses deliver world-class customer experience at significantly low cost. So you may be wondering, saying, "Hey, I don't run a call center and have like those many support people to support my clients, and they don't need it." Well, that's while that may be true, still Amazon Connect can, with a fraction of the cost, right, like maybe to like $20 a month, it can provide you a completely structured way of interacting with clients, so everyone is happy, rather than receiving those complaints from your clients. So financial firms especially find it extremely useful during tax season because of with Amazon Connect. The next one is simple email service. So it's a low cost email solution to send emails to customers. So 5,000 emails are free each month. So it is very important to keep your customers in loop and keep them aware, and email is a great option, and simple email service can help you achieve that. So that's customer experience. Now let's talk about remote workforce management. So there is something called an Amazon Workspaces. It's like fully managed virtual desktop environment to securely manage remote work teams. So your teams are in in offshore sites. Then how are they accessing the data? How are they connecting to the internet? So you don't have a clue on what they're doing, but they're trying to do with their own laptops and stuff. So it's really important for you to go ahead and use Amazon Workspace so that you can control all of that with policies and stuff like that. And it costs about $40 to $50 each month for one server or one instance for one employee, and multiple employees can also share the terminal as well. So next thing is, as I said, backup and recovery, fully important. AWS Backup is the service that will help you do a fully managed backup with policy based, you can write policies on how backup has to happen. And and you can also backup data from any kind of application automatically, and it costs same as S3. So Amazon governance, so AWS governance and risk management, the final thing. Accounting firms or small businesses need like strong governance and risk management capabilities to maintain client confidence, right? So basically, the Cloud Trail, Amazon AWS Cloud Trail can track all user activity and API usage on AWS, and also in hybrid and multi-cloud environments, which we do not worry. But at least in AWS, it can track all activity and can really tell us if something goes wrong. It costs about $10 to $20 a month. So, what did you learn so far is really over a month, it's for less than $100 a month, you can really transform the way you do business, right? So that's what this presentation is all about. And on top of it, you can get 300 free credits, like $300 worth free credits, if you join this program, uh, for business who wants to get started and qualified to get the all 300 credits. They can get them and use them. And I'm happy to help you with the process of receiving the credits. If you and I are going to if you are going to engage in building your AWS infrastructure. So what's the next steps? It's simple. Schedule a free cloud readiness assessment with me. Leave a comment or send me an email to info@cloudoptimist.net so we can get started. So it's really get started, get the $300 credit, try it for yourself, and see if AWS is the right fit for you. If not, just leave it. You don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about it. So that's about it. I hope this video is useful. In the coming videos, I'm going to show you how to build this thing, so if you want to do it by yourself. But yeah, go ahead, like this video, subscribe to this channel so that you can learn more about how AWS can transform your business. Thank you.